Hello Gemini, and welcome to your June 2019 reading. My name is Aaron and this is my channel, A Bliss Extravaganza. This reading is for Sun, Moon, and Rising Gemini. Now, if you wish to book a private or a personal reading with me, the information to contact me will be down in the description box. I do have a website, but it's having technical difficulties. I really do apologize for the inconvenience. I'm having all of my readings 50% off. I'm having all my readings 50% off. And with that, I do provide decision readings if you really need more insight about it, or just really need a different point of view about things. I have a decision reading, I have a career reading, I have an extended reading, and I have a general reading. But with that being said, I do have, I'm an empath, but as well as a clairvoyant, so there's a lot of information that I get. Spirit really gives me images or feelings or phrases, but it is a gift that I'm learning to hone, because it is a lot. It is a lot. I feel the energies and the emotions from both sides. I feel the excitement and the love from Spirit, and I also feel the heartache, and I feel the gratitude from people, like from human beings. Like I feel it from both sides. So a lot of it is just funneling the information to a certain point and just really conveying that point to you guys. But with that being said, let's get into your reading. So if you see in the middle, those are for all 4 weeks of the month of June. On the right hand side, those cards are the advice that Spirit wants to give you for every week. On the far left hand side, those are cards that just flew out while I was shuffling. And on the far right hand side, those were the cards at the bottom of the deck, which is my translation from Spirit that these are the messages that you are supposed to take away from this reading. This is the advice. This is what you're supposed to leave this reading with. Now, with that being said, we're going to move into the first week. So it was different with you guys. It was funny because when I went to pull one card, like 2 cards were just kind of inseparable. It was just constantly you just had 2 cards. I was like, what? I don't get it. And then I flipped over the cards and I was like, who? So I do feel like and the first feeling that I got when I flipped over the cards was that this is 2 people. Like, this is 2 people who complement each other so well that is just ridiculous. Like, it honestly filled me with just so much joy. These 2 people just filled me with so much joy. Whether this be you and your partner, or you and a good friend, or you and a loved one, or just you and a coworker who just works so well. Like, our group of 2 other people. I feel like for some of you, it's 2 other people in your workplace that just work so well together. Like, you and them are just like a dynamic trio. Like, you get shit done. Like, no one can tell you anything, because you guys get it done. But with that being said, so for the first week, you have the King of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, and the 6 of Wands, as well as the Dog card for the advice. Now, Spirit really just wants you, do not rest on your laurels. That is what I'm getting. Like, first, before we begin, do not rest on your laurels. Period. Point blank. Like, yes, you may be the bomb.com, but just it's not everything, okay? Just on a realistic point of view, beauty isn't everything. Someone can be absolutely drop dead gorgeous and just dumb as a pile of bricks. And it's just for some people that works. For some people they're like, yes, I like them cute and dumb. But for others they're like, oh, you almost made it. You almost made it. I feel like it's that kind of energy. Like, don't, like, it's not everything. Like, your laurels, they're wonderful. Your capabilities, your skill sets, like, you're able to, your ability to interact, and interaction and communication is absolutely on point. But, you know, it's not everything. It isn't everything. And there are many aspects and many spectrums to you, Gemini. There are. And they're all wonderful. And I feel like in this first week, Spirit really wants to highlight those other parts of you. They really do. Now, getting into it, I feel like the King of Cups is just you. It's just you. The King, you're really coming from a place where you're just feeling very empowered in your emotions. You're just feeling very empowered, very in charge of yourself, very aware of, like, I'm getting someone who's just very fit, who goes to yoga, who works out, you know, that you know, who's just very, very healthy. Just all around healthy. You're just very in charge. So, you're just very in charge. I feel like, for some of you, though, like, you switch energies from, like, oh my god, I love duality. Like, a lot of my work does, I do read reversals, because I feel like you do need good news and bad news in order to make, harmony in your life. Like, you need the good and the bad. I also believe that blessings do come with their cost. They do come with their cost. Kind of like if you were to win the lottery, you know, people will start showing their true selves. You'll start having all these problems come up, like all these different situations, all these new stresses that you never knew you had. Like, blessings do come with their prices, whether they be big and have little meaning, or they be small and have large meaning. They do come with their prices. But I feel like you, for some of you, I feel like you meet someone in this, Queen of Wands energy, like very charismatic, like very in front of, like, I met someone like that. I love her to death. Like, I absolutely love her, but she was just too much. Like, she's a pill. I love her though. Like, I really do love her, but she is definitely a pill. Like, I don't know. Like, when I was younger, I was a morning person, but as I've gotten older, I'm just like, don't talk to me before I've had my coffee or before 10. Like, just don't. At all. So it's just very, this energetic person, just very full of energy, full of life, full of love, and just very just go, go, go. And your response to that is, whoa, let's pump the brakes. Like, let's be realistic about this. For you, for some of you, this is a wonderful partnership that you have. I feel like this is more so for some of you in the business sense. Like, this is just a wonderful partnership. You guys really do kick butt together. Really trying hard not to curse. Really trying hard not to curse, because I'm just, the spirit has me feel very passionate about this trio. They really do. But I feel like when you, but for some, that's for some of you, but for others of you, I feel like there's this person that comes in, that really just comes in like a fiery blaze, and you're just like, whoa, ho, wait a minute, that's too much. Like, you come from a place, like, in the beginning of the week, you come from a place where you're really in charge of yourself, you're really at peace. I feel harmony. Like, I feel, I'm concentrating on source. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm concentrating on source in the beginning of the week. Like, I'm really pulling from source. I'm getting that peace. I'm feeling connected. I'm feeling everything. Like, I'm really just chilling out. Like, I'm really just chill. And someone comes in like a blaze of glory, and I'm like, whoa, bro. No. Like, this is just, no. Like, you can't rock the boat that fast. Like, you gotta ease into it. Like, you just can't cannonball into the pool and everyone else is just chilling. Like, it's just, you really reciprocate this energy. You really reciprocate. Oh my gosh. Like, you really, I just feel, for some of you, you're very funny. I feel like you're hilarious. Like, you're very much, or this person is just very funny. It's good banter. I feel like it's very good and lighthearted and just wonderful banter that you guys have. It's wonderful. But there is, but you do come from a sense of clarity. Try not to be too crass to yourself. I feel like this person definitely has a lot to offer. you know, despite how they may come off, they do have a lot to offer you. And with that, using your discernment, for a few, like for a very specific few of you, I would definitely, this is for a very small group, for a very small few of you, I would definitely, with this person, I would definitely keep your things close to you. Keep your things close to you. Keep your private life private. Just really, this is not the person you want to tell anything to. Like, because if you tell it to, like let's say if you live in San Francisco and you tell them, like, all the way in New York will know about all of your business. Like, this is just not the person to be speaking to about certain things. But they are a wonderful person. They do come from a wonderful place. It's just they can't control their mouth sometimes. That's why I feel for a very few of you. But for others of you, I feel like this is good synergy. Like, you and this person is just good synergy. For those in the workplace, I feel like you guys are just wonderful. I feel like with the King of Swords, there is this harshness that comes in the beginning of the week. Like, in the beginning of the week, transferring into the middle of the week, there's this harshness that comes in, and you guys are really, like, you guys clam up a bit. And, but, you know, Spirit's really wanting you to just open up. Just really open up. Just, you're adults. Come to a consensus, come to an understanding, come to, like, oh, this was a huge misunderstanding, or, you know what, this thing happens all the time, this is life, you know, we shouldn't really let this get us down, we are good together, we have qualities that help each other. Like, I really feel like this is something that you really just shouldn't, this is a relationship you shouldn't put on the shelf. You really shouldn't. Because of this, whatever happens. For one of you in the workplace, there may be this ball of fire that has you feel a little, I don't want to say threatened, but worried about your job. Just don't. Just know that what you have to offer is more than enough. Don't worry about them. You're there for you, not them. But, you know, moving forward, I feel like as the week goes on, you really get into this, like, you really just enjoy yourself this beginning of the week. Like, you really just do enjoy yourself. And there is this victory, like, you guys have overcome. You've overcome. It's funny because when I say that, I think of the Jeffersons, when Florence was first hired, in the Jeffersons, you know, and she was about to walk out, or she wasn't, I don't know, like, she was about to walk out, and she looks at, the actress who plays Louise and the actress who plays, I forgot her name, oh my god, the actress who plays the other woman who was married to the white guy, the interracial relationship, and she was talking to another woman, and she's like, so you own an apartment in this building, and you're married to a white man, and you own an apartment in this building, and you work in this building. How come we overcame and nobody told me? Like, it's kind of like that. You overcame, and you're just living in that feeling. Like, you're living in the energy of just overcoming this adversity or this small little hiccup. Like, you really, your loyalties are really pronounced this week, and I feel like it just works out for you. Like, it really does work out for you. Yeah, I mean, Spirit's not giving me anything else about that week, but, alright, moving on to the next week. So for the next week, you do have the King of Wands, the Sun, the Magician, the Emperor, and the Ace of Swords, and the advice that Spirit has for you is the Tower. So this week is a week of really recouping. Like, the first week was amazing. The first week of June was just absolutely just wonderful. I feel like in the second week, it's really just a time to recoup, just to be on your own, just to gather your thoughts, just really just work on yourself, you know, go into that Have a you day. Like, go and grab some Ben and Jerry's, some wine, sit down, Netflix and chill with yourself. I really want to cuss, but I'm not going to. We're going to refrain. But just really just chill, just relax in yourself. You need you time right now. You really do need you time. And I feel like that you time is definitely going to be built upon, like, honestly, in the second week, when you do have this you time, Spirit's going to see it, and they're going to take advantage of it, and they're going to be like, all right, let's work on it. Like, we're here now. Like, they stepped up to the plate. We're here now. We're going to do this. And it's not like you intentionally do it. But Spirit's like, well, since you're already here, let's just work on a few things. So, but in the beginning of the week, I do feel like it is this trickle effect of last week. You do feel very, like, inspired. You feel very, you have this go-get-it attitude. And it really does empower you in the week. And, you can be a powerhouse, and you can be a powerhouse for so long. So long. There's only so, people feel like, joy takes its toll, too. Like, it's not only sadness, and joy takes its toll. Even for extroverts, you need that time to recoup. Like, joy takes its toll. So it's really about, you being one, like, it's just, and then going forward with this new passion, with these new ideas, with this foresight, knowing where you want to go, knowing what you want to do, really coming up with genuine, with your ideas, be realistic about them. Like, really be realistic about them. Like, don't go off into fairyland. That's for some of you. I feel like write them down. Your fantasies, write them down. Like, your ideas, like the ideas that you get in the beginning of the week, write them down. If you can't get to them, or if they seem like a little bit out there, write them down. They will be important later. But just write them down. So with that being said, with the Sun card, it's just, the Sun card is like the after effect of the King of Wands. Like, it really is. It's just this overabundance of joy, because you just find this you just have this fire lit under you. And it's funny, Spirit has me go, Spirit's now transferring me to signs. It's just like, you're an air sign, and you're mixing fire, and it's just like, air just makes fire grow. And it's just, it gives fire air to just grow, and it's just like, you are your own cheerleader. I feel like for some of you, you're your own cheerleader, and you're really just, you're cheering your butt off. So, and you're really feeling it. And with this energy that, Spirit has, Spirit is seeing this too. Spirit is there. Spirit is there. Spirit is letting you enjoy yourself. They're really just sitting back and enjoying the fact that you really are sowing your oats, and you really are enjoying what life has to offer you, and you're really enjoying your skill set and your life and your body and everything. You're really enjoying it to its fullest, and Spirit is enjoying. They're really happy seeing you do that. But the Magician card. The feelings that I get from the Magician card are more so of a warning, but not like a negative warning, but like more so on the positive side of a warning. How can you have a positive warning? I'm about to tell you. So just be careful of what you manifest. Like, manifestation goes both ways. It can go negative and it can go positive. So really, but with you and this energy, just, I really do doubt that it's really going to turn out negative. But be careful, because also with negative and positive manifestation, duality or duality manifestation can happen. Rare, from my understanding, but it does happen. Like, manifesting something, if you aren't 100% sure about what you're manifesting, then that uncertainty is going to manifest itself in your blessing. Like, you're probably going to get half your blessing or a quarter of your blessing, because you weren't quite certain of what you were trying to manifest. So Spirit's like, I don't know what to do with this because I only have half a message. So I guess I'm just going to give half a blessing. Like, I'm only going to give half of it, a bit of advice. Like, I don't know what to do. But also Spirit does have its limitations. There's only so much that they're allowed to tell us, and there's only so much that we're supposed to know, and there's only so much help that they're supposed to give us. So I feel like in the beginning of the week that Spirit just doesn't really have a hands-on thing. They're just really enjoying that you're enjoying yourself. That's it. You know, there's a small hiccup, but they know that you can handle it, and they're enjoying. They enjoy seeing you handle it because it really makes them proud how far you've come. So they're just taking a back seat in the beginning of the week, I feel, and in the second week, I really feel like it's in the second week, I really feel like I'm sorry. In the second week, I really feel like, you know, in the beginning of the week, everything is fine, everything's peachy, but you're really going to have to, you're really going to wind down from this, and Spirit's going to take advantage of that. Spirit's going to take the opportunity at that moment to step in and really just have you work on yourself, or work on certain aspects, or just not exploit, but just really kind of just help you along with some things and some skills. So now that's all I get from the Magician, though. Just this warning of be careful what you manifest. You know, it's almost like be careful of what you ask, be careful of what you wish for. So understand, and it's just more of like, it's a warning, but it's also advice. Like, just, you know, be careful of what you wish for. Like, Spirit wants you to be cognizant that you do have a lot of fire energy at this time, and being an air sign with fire energy, it's just like, it's really working on it. So, anyway, with that being said, you really start to feel in your power. You know, I just feel like the Emperor just ties into everything. Like, you're really feeling it. You're really feeling it. I feel like what's important is after the Emperor. Like, you're on top. You're handling things. You're good. You're really just the master of your domain. Like, you're good. And because of this, you do look at things from a different perspective. You really do find new ideas in unexpected places, is what I'm getting. And I feel like this is the wind down. Like, this is the wind down. Really taking time to... I feel like for some of you, really taking the time to establish yourself is very important this week. And establish what you want and what you don't want is very, very, very important, because you are in an opportune time in this month to manifest things. Like, you're in an opportune time to do so. So really just being understanding of where you want to stand, where you want to see yourself, where you want to be, is going to be really important for this, like, in this week. I feel like it's more of like oh, by the way kind of thing that Spirit has for you, like an oh, by the way. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a struck by lightning thing, and it's just going to put you in this frenzy. If it puts you in this frenzy, for those of you who puts it, like, it really does hype you up, really just, I feel like that me time is important. That me time is very important. Just don't run on fumes. Like, running on fumes is not going to turn out well. At all. Like, at all. It is not going to turn out well. That's what I feel like. It's just not. But Spirit really wants you to, yeah. All I'm getting is Ben & Jerry's and wine. I did that last week. I was just like, I'm feeling myself. This is beautiful. I love it. Like I sat down, I watched Ellen DeGeneres's stand up, and I just had um, I just had Ben and Jerry's and wine, and I sat with um, my dogs, and I just enjoyed it. Like I sat there, we cuddled, and I enjoyed it, and that was that. I had a good evening. So, but it really allowed me to recoup. Um, it really did allow me to recoup. I did have one or two clients that week. And for me, whenever I do a personal reading or whenever I do a general reading like this, it exhausts me. Like, I can sleep 12, 13 hours. Usually I get 4 hours of sleep. But when I do a reading or when I'm doing like a general reading, it really does just take a lot out of me. So, I was just ready to relax at that point. I was on fire, but I was just ready. At that point, I was just like, I just need me time and to cuddle with my dogs, and that is it. But with that being said, going on to the third week of June, you do have the Ace of Swords, the Nine of the Nine of Wands, the Empress, the Five of Cups, and the Three of Swords. And the advice Spirit wants to give you is the Clover. So there is a heartbreak that's a little bit lucky. There's this luck. Being in a depressed state or being in a low state can be a little helpful, I would say. Or, it can prevent you from going out. Spirit has its way. Source, so when I say spirit, I mean ancestors, guardian angels, spirit guides, whatever you feel you're comfortable with. That's what I mean by spirit. And by source, I mean the universe, God, Buddha, Shiva, whoever you pray to, Anubis, Thor, Odin, whoever you pray to, or Ra, whoever you find is your source. I feel like Muhammad, whoever. I feel like it's just like this. They just have their ways of working. There are certain places where you are just, it's not really good for you to be. And, it's not that Spirit doesn't want you in a negative sense. Spirit doesn't want you in a negative field of energy. They don't. But, sometimes it's I feel like a parent. Sometimes it's for our own good. It really is. We're not supposed to be in a certain place at a certain time because it's just not going to end well for us if we are. So Spirit tries to come up with things that, they're not trying to make us sad or they're not trying to bum us out, but they inadvertently have us stay where we are, for a certain reason. And, that can be a little discouraging. And it's not their intention. They want to protect us and they do it out of love. But it's just kind of we just need to be, it's very detrimental for us to be not in certain places at certain times. And again, as I said before, Spirit can only do so much in our lives, and Spirit can only tell us or give us so much information, because really most of the journey has to be done by us. It really has to be learned by us. It has to be done, and it really has to resonate, and it really has to stick. It really, really, if anything, it really has to stick. So, in the beginning of the week, you do gain this clarity with this new oomph, with this new solidarity that you get at the end of the week. You have this new idea. It's probably a good idea to stay home and work on this idea, or to really gain clarification. Go to the library, really do research, or on your laptop, really do research in a place that you're very comfortable with. I see I see a windowsill with a protruding, what do they call those things? Like, I see a windowsill with a bench. Excuse me, and you're just laying on it, and you're really doing research, and you're just really just reading books, just really just in your own self. Um, but I feel like with this clarity, there's going to be this. Don't feel like you can't, like, a lot of things become intimidating, and we feel like we can't, or we're not up to snuff. But Spirit wants you to really come from a place of compassion with yourself. Like, they really want you to have compassion for yourself. They really do. They really want you to know that, it's not impossible. You can do it. You just haven't started the journey to do it. Because anyone, like a doctor had to go to school to become a doctor. They had to go through the processes. They had to learn. They had to read books. They had to research. But that journey began at wanting to become a doctor, even though they weren't, or having the skill set of a doctor, even though they had nothing. They knew nothing. They can't just walk into a hospital and say, you know what, this is my patient, or I know what I'm doing. Like, they weren't confident enough to do that. So they decided, you know what, I'm going to go to school and do it. Maybe this is something that you guys need to, look into. Maybe you want to go back to school, and Spirit's trying to encourage you to go back to school. But, Spirit doesn't want you to feel discouraged about going back to school. You have the scars to prove that you are strong enough to handle anything. That's what I'm getting. Like, you have the scars to you have the scars to show. Like, I've been through hell and back. Like, I can do this. I know that. I know for damn sure I can do this. But really come from a place of compassion. Just know that every beginning is just not, every beginning is not, I feel like for a few of you, there's going to be a bit of information that scares you, or that really takes you aback, that really worries you. But Spirit just doesn't want you to. Spirit wants you to know that every beginning has its setbacks. Like, every beginning has its faults. Not everything was perfect. But yeah, it all has its setbacks. But to really come from a place of compassion, because you're really going to need it during the end of the week. During the end of the week, there's going to be a bit of news that comes to you, I feel. But it's going to be lucky news. As I said in the beginning, there are certain places that we're not supposed to be. There are certain places that we're not supposed to. There are certain places that we're just not, or certain things that we're just not meant to be in. And, whatever comes through, or I feel like it's a motherly figure. Like, really just talk to your mother. If you have a really close I feel like some of you have a really close relationship to your mother. Like, just really go to her for comfort. Like, really just go to her for advice, or just hang out with your mom. Have a nice day with your mom, or have a girls' night with your mom, or have a father. For some of you, I'm sorry. If your mother has passed on, I really do apologize. I'm sorry. Spend time with your father. Have a good father-son or father-daughter time. For those of you whose mother are still here in the physical realm, enjoy your mother. Just go comfort her, have a girl's day, or have a mother-son, day, and just really just enjoy it. I feel like doing that will definitely bring up, like, your mother has something to tell you. And now that you're spending time, she feels like she can. But, the past is the past this week. Like, the third week, the past is the past. Like, lamenting on the past is not going to help you at all. But I feel like at least acknowledging your feelings about it is definitely going to be important. Also, being vocal about it is I feel being vocal about it will definitely help, especially if you're around a motherly figure, or if you're around someone you can really trust, or you feel very comfortable around, like they're a mother, like they're very just caring and giving and just compassionate, just this wonderful person. If it's or just having that towards yourself. For some of you, I feel like it's having it towards yourself. And for others of you, I feel like really it's a mother figure or a parental figure that's very caring, very loving, very understanding. But really just having confidence in them, I feel like, because I feel like the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords can be avoided. That's what I'm getting, is that it can be avoided. But if it's not avoided, it's not the end of the world. Something good will come of it. Something good definitely will come of it. It's a very lucky week. It's an extremely lucky week. You know, you are like at the end, through the whole week, you like either at the end of the week or in the middle of the week, you feel just so grateful and so wonderful that you have this. You know, you have this support system, or you have this person in your life, and just, you know, spending time with them really brings up gratitude and makes you feel like the luckiest person in the world. With that being said, now in the last week you have the Fool, the marriage card. Well, that is the marriage card for me, but the Four of Wands, the Ace of Swords, not the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords. That was last week. Ooh. Who is this? Okay, so the Page of Swords, the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and you have the Mountain. So this week they're definitely... this week I really feel like there's this ending to... like, you just got over the mountain, you just are finishing your journey, like you're in the middle, you're in the... you climb the mountain, you're climbing down now, and you're like... You're midway through climbing down the mountain, and just this person just I'm getting a vision of a person running in a field towards the mountain, and you can see this person and they're waving at you, and you're waving back, and you're like, oh my god, hi, and I feel like it's a little bit more than platonic, or it has the potential to be a little bit more than platonic. So but yes, there's this new journey, because you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So you're really getting this energy of just newness, of this new path, of this new journey. You're really just getting this energy of this newness, and it really brings forth stability. It really brings forth, you know, this sense of structure. You really feel stronger within yourself, or more secure about yourself, either with this person. Either with this person, or with your environment, you're really feeling stable. With this, I will say that if for some of you, I feel like if it is a person, they're coming off strong, like just not terribly strong, but like crass. They're not really watching what they say. I mean, what they say is sweet in its own context, but you know, it's kind of like off, like. I see where you were coming from, and that's cute, but, you know, your delivery could use a little work. Like, that's what I feel. Like, it's wonderful. But this person, I feel like this person really just this person has a capability, like, you lack something that they need, and they lack something that you lack something that they have abundance of, and they lack something that you have abundance of, and you guys fill each other's cup, and you're really going through that journey, I believe, in the last week with this person, of just filling each other's cup, really growing strong in your relationship with this person, really just, you know, building off of the stability. For those of you who are married, I feel like you definitely will put all your cards on the table this week, almost like a renewal of vows. Like, you'll put all your cards on the table this week, and you'll really just get, like, love will be reignited, and then it just becomes a decision of, like, and then it just becomes a decision of how we're gonna do this, and, you know, how is this gonna happen? So, for others of you, I feel like this is a person who comes in and you guys just fill each other's cups, and there's just this wonderful, I'm getting reunion. And with the reunion, for some of you, you're deciding on what to do with this relationship, and for others of you, you're pretty much decided on what you want to do with this relationship because of the energy that you guys have for like with each other. You already know what you want to do, but for others, it's just very much like, is this practical at the very moment, or do I really want to dive into this right now? Kind of energy that I'm getting, but you're coming down the mountain, so it's. I mean, we'll see what happens in July, but you're pretty much, you're almost over the obstacle. So it's just, take your time. There is no time limit on anything. There is no rush on anything. Just take your time when doing things. Now, on the far left, the cards that popped out were the Hermit, the Letter, and the Snake reversed. So it's a good thing that the snake is reversed. So anyone who's I feel like, because in the week, I feel like it's like a tier. It's like a tier with the snake reverse at the bottom of the tier and the hermit at the top of the tier. There may be a earth sign. What is this? There may. Excuse me. There may be an earth sign who has insight for you or helps you with this accumulation of information. And with this accumulation of information, whoever's trying to deceive you is just not going. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work because you already know. Like, you already know, and it's not going to work. Like, you can try. Like, I'm getting someone sitting there and just smiling because they know the truth. They know the truth, but they're. You can lie all you want, but I know the truth. And you just sit there and you smile, you're like, and you just cut yourself off from that person. You're just like, alright. Not cut yourself off, but kind of like ghost them. Oh, my nose. Ghost them. So, yeah, but it all starts with this inner work. It all starts with this inner work. Like, in the beginning, it's this fiery start, and just very like, oh, yes, yes, and then it comes to, like, Spirit wants you to take a moment or two to really reflect and really have some you time. And during this you time, you're really just looking within yourself. You're really just feeling your wild oats. You're seeing how far you've come, this, that, and the other. And I feel like with that, you really gain information, or there's an earth sign who helps you gain this information. And with this information, you are really definitely seeing the forest for the trees, and it's really bringing a lot of clarity for you. And it's really pronouncing your scars. It really is. But that's fine. Like, be proud of what you've gone through. It's made you who you are today. It's fine. And it makes you all the wiser. So no one else can fool you. Like, it really does make you all the wiser. So, with that being said, on the far right, the overall messages that you're supposed to take from this, I mean, you can get the general consensus, but the overall advice is that work with others. Definitely this month is about working with others and movement forward. Movements forward, I feel like more so spiritually than anything else, than physically. Because I feel like I'm talking to a specific group of people. Like, I'm not, like, I feel like unfortunately I don't have the messages that someone is looking for, but I feel like the messages that I'm having is just reassurance for some. Like, some need reassurance. But, working with the people that you love, working with people who are, if you go to meetings, like, just working with professionals in those meetings definitely will be helpful. Whether it be personal or business, like working with people who are good in what they do or what they know, who have been doing it for a while and been doing it successfully. Like, I feel like conversations with those people are definitely going to be not detrimental, but very important to you, or very useful to you in this month. And it's going to provide some movement forward. Now, with the excuse me. Now, with the ship, you got the clarification of the 4 of With the ship, you got the clarification of the Four of Pentacles, and then 2 cards flew out while I was trying to clarify the Four of Pentacles, and it was the Devil in the World card. And then I tried to clarify both of those, and it came out with the Seven of Wands, and the card at the bottom of the deck was a Magician. So I feel like this is what I was saying before. Like, be careful of what you manifest in the beginning of the month. Like, really do be careful, because I feel like it influences your movement forward just a tad bit. Like, just a tad bit. It influences your movement forward. But you're ultimately going towards the end of a cycle. You're ultimately going towards the end of the cycle. Don't let bad habits hold you back. That's the thing. Like, don't hold on to bad habits. Don't let old habits or old relationships or old, feelings, don't let those hold you back. Really try to understand those, acknowledge those, and just move forward from those. Like, it's just not worth keeping them. The old just doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't, it's just not going to. It's not going to. We as human beings, we're as a species, we're growing. Like, we're growing in technology, we're growing in knowledge, we're growing in many different things. And with that growth, a lot of old things are left behind. And we're all growing consciously at different paces and in different levels, but we're all growing consciously. Like, the ignorance that we had, 80, 70, 60 years ago it's not the ignorance we have today. Like, a little bit of that ignorance still lingers in our world today, but we're making leaps and bounds. And that's kind of the energy that it's coming from. Like, old things that I'm coming from is that old things just aren't going to work. They're just not. So it's maybe time not to reinvent yourself, or it may be time to think of new ways of going about things. And I think that's where you need that earth sign, or you need that motherly or caring and compassionate figure, is not, okay, reinventing yourself is fine and all, but I feel like you need that realistic, stable viewpoint to do it in a wonderful manner. I think that's for one person. But for others, yeah, old ways just aren't going to cut it. It's just not. This world is growing, people are growing, like, Spirit's very happy that things are growing. Maybe not in the way, but everything has its bumps in the road. But just old ways just aren't going to cut it anymore, basically. Just old ways aren't going to cut it. So, yeah. I mean, that's all I got from Spirit. Yeah. Alright, Taurus. Oh, no, not Taurus. Gemini. I'm sorry. Oh! So your earth sign may be a Taurus, though. Oh, that's sweet. Like Mama Bear. Alright there, Gemini. So that was your reading for June of 2019. Again, if you wish to book a personal reading with me, the information will be down below in the description box. Because of the inconvenience that my website isn't up, you guys don't have a place to go to. Like, it's just this weird arrangement. I really do apologize for. I'm giving all of my readings at 50% off. So, I will list the services that I provide, or the different readings that I provide, in the description box below. But if you have any questions, just shoot me an email, and I'll definitely reply promptly. Yeah, that's it. All right, I love you guys. You guys have a good one, and be safe.